Hi everybody, welcome to PB Pod. This is episode 11, and I'm here with
Domo.
Domo Montoya. Well, we're here to talk about something that he has been doing for the last couple of months, actually, or it's been a year, right?
Like about a year and a half, as of now.
He's been on the game for a year and a half, so he knows what I'm talking about. So we're gonna be talking about underground rap, right? I want to make sure I say it right because I don't know, man. I don't want to say I'm not really into underground rap, but I would like to learn more about it. So that's why I brought you here to talk more about it. First of all, what got you into rapping?
Well, there's a few things. The first was I got into this artist who started underground. He kind of likes to stay underground. He's not really at like the top surface, but MF Doom. I don't know if you know who that is. He wears like a mask. It's kind of like a metal gladiator mask.
Okay.
But I first started listening to him, I think like junior year high school. But he's been like in the rap game since like the 90s. And yeah, it's if I would have gotten into him sooner, it probably would have been different. But either way, I'm just glad that I got into listening to him, because listening to the instrumentals that he used and how he sampled like old cartoons in his songs.
Shoot, okay.
It really just got me like thinking like, wow, like how could someone be that creative with their work? Because there was a whole album he did about like using old Adult Swim cartoons and incorporating them into his songs. But yeah, and that's like one of the main people that got me into music. Like invested into music, because usually I would just listen to it and I'd be like, oh, you know, this song's cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know, just something about his music kind of like scratched my brain a little.
It made you be like, okay, I look, I want to try this type of thing.
Yeah. I used to make like small little dumb beats and post them on Soundcloud with like this little Beatmaker Go app. I think in PE, I don't know if you were there. I would literally, when we would go out to the fields, I would literally just be making it random.
Right? Yeah, I remember you made one of them, and I was like, what the heck is this? But it was pretty cool hearing it.
Listening to him now, it's definitely not the best, but back then I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. But I posted a picture one day, I think it was like 2 years ago, and it was me behind some cool neon lights, and my uncle commented on that post. He's like, so when's the album dropping? Like, and I didn't have like any affiliation with music like that. He was just saying this as like a joke, because it looked like an album cover.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I gave him like a day, and I just recorded some dumb little rap that I never even posted. Well, I posted it on like YouTube, and then I took it down later.
Why?
Because it was like so bad. But the way I recorded it too, it was through a video editing app.
What is it called?
It was called like Cute Cut Video.
Oh, I think I have that one.
Yeah, I had like the free version, and I had to screen record it to save it, because it only saved like 30 seconds. But I put the track, like I screen recorded the instrumental, put it into the app, and then I listened to it through my headphones while recording myself rapping over it. And since it wasn't synced up automatically, I had to like listen to it, and it took me like an hour. And a lot of my friends are like, oh, this is really good. But then listening to it now, it's just like, it's so bad. So I think when I first started getting more and more into music, I deleted all of that. Like
all the old music?
Yeah.
Do you have it like deleted or archived so you can listen to it later?
I think I have one archived, but I deleted the rest.
You're like, nah, fuck that.
This is when I was using like my school account for YouTube. And then because I used to have like a YouTube channel, but it was on my school account.
So I deleted it, right?
I posted a lot of skits, and then after we graduated, I tried getting back into it, and it deleted everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, alright.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I think I had something going on with that account, and it just, I think it deleted it, right? Because we graduated and told us we couldn't get it back, and I was like, man. So that's cool to hear that you got into it. Do you remember, when was the first time you like, when was the first song that you took serious and you posted it on SoundCloud?
I think the one that I took like super duper serious was it's one that I don't like now, but back then I was so over it, and everyone, that's the song that everybody still talks about, and like even my friends, they make jokes about it, called Atom Bombs. Yeah, I was watching this YouTuber I like called Corey Kenshin, and he was playing this little game called Friday Night Funkin', which is like a meme now, but back then it was like super cool. And I was listening to like the soundtrack for it, and there was like this one song, and it was like the pause music, but it's called Breakfast, like the actual like original track. But just listening to it, it sounded like a little like cafe elevator type music. And I still don't know how I came up with like the lyrics or the name for it. All I remember is just recording it and thinking, wow, this is super cool, because this is when I started using my mom's computer and using oh wait, no, this is when I got like a little mic extension for my phone, and I was recording like that.
Okay.
And this is when I found out about the app BandLab, which everyone like uses now. Which, I mean, it's a good app like if you're starting out, but I definitely want to get into using better software.
How much do you think you should invest on your equipment?
Honestly, you probably don't need to invest a lot. I think it's mainly just how it sounds. Okay, no, not how it sounds in the end, because like you have to put a lot of work into it sometimes. I think, well, because the setup that I currently have, it's just like an Acer laptop and like $160 mic, and the software I use is BandLab because like it's free, but you don't need like an expensive setup to have good music. I think you just need to have some idea of what you're doing and know how to like put the lyrics and the beat together, and how to like fix, you know, vocals and everything.
No, definitely. I never rapped or anything. I mean, I barely know English, I feel like. But in Peru, I used to be like a freestyler. Like in Spanish, we do like this thing called like battle of like rappers or something like that. And we improvise against each other. So I think about it like all the time, like, damn, I don't know how y'all do it, because that's hard. I feel like it's harder in English to be able to like. Do you usually improvise in your songs sometimes?
A lot of the times, yeah, but mostly it'll just happen when like randomly I'll just be doing something and I'll just come up with some random little lyric or rhyme in my head, and from then on I'll just be like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool, and then I try to come up with more stuff that like kind of rhymes with it. But yeah, it's not for everyone, but I mean, I guess anyone can rap if you have like the right people that you're working with, you know.
Ghostwriters?
Yeah, it could be like ghostwriters or people that actually produce.
Yeah, you can have a good producer that gives you a good beat and just pop off. But what do you usually think? When you rap, what inspires you? Like, what inspires you to rap, actually? That would be the question. Like, do you just wake up and say, oh, you know what, I'm gonna drop some bars right now?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes that'll just happen. I don't know. I never really, I mean, there's a lot of people that I look up to in the music industry. MF Doom is one of them. I guess he inspires me to like, you know, seeing how creative he is and all the cool little things he does with his music and like the instrumentals he uses, the samples. It just makes me think like, I kind of want to do something like that, like, but I want it to be my own thing.
Correct.
So you want me to start it again?
Yeah. Keep going?
But yeah, I do have a lot of like people that inspire me, but at the same time, I kind of want to do it just for me.
Correct.
Because there's a lot of good music out there, and listening to good music just makes me want to make something good by my standards. So when I'm recording, I try not to be like everyone else. In that moment, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna make something that not a lot of people might have heard before, and even if it sounds similar, it's not, because like a lot of songs nowadays do sound the same, but they are unique in their own ways. Not just because it's like different artists, but it could be like the themes that they're using, even the beats or the lyrics. It's all just about like the feeling of the song.
Correct. I like how you see it. See, I'm not very artistic with music. I just listen to the beat and I'm like, oh, it's a good song, you know. But seeing it your way, it's like, dang, so much difference on the art. I do want to say, most of your music is developed. Well, I always see the album cover like it's more like anime, right?
Yeah, I like to incorporate a lot of like cool little manga panels that I think are like funny or just cool looking, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna put that on an album cover. A lot of people do that now, but like I guess it's just a trend.
You can see it as a trend, but I like how you do it. Do you use that to pursue people to listen to it? Like, is that the public that you want people to watch? Like,
kind of, yeah. I kind of just, even if people don't like it, you know, which not a lot of people like it, my music in general, but as long as I get it out there for people to listen to, that's all that really matters to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know there's a lot of people that hate my music, but then I'll listen to their stuff and it sounds like just, you know, average Playboy Cardi fan wannabe Lil Uzi Vert. And I'm just like, you know what? Thank you for your opinion, but
I remember once a page posted you.
Yeah.
And the comments there was this guy I was like, I don't like. I was like, man, fuck you. You know, like, what you mean you don't like him?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just people like that really get me, you know, because like, how are you, as another music creator, gonna trash on someone else who's trying to make it?
Yeah.
When you're basically stealing someone else's flow. Like, you're trying to sound like another person, and that's what everyone's doing these days. That's like the trend, to sound like, you know, Playboy Cardi.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I'm just like, nah. I like your style. It's very unique. You know, it's like fast pacing, but it goes with the beat. I'm just like, yo, I like this.
And I'm not hating on Playboy Cardi. You know, he has some good songs. I have a lot of his songs in my playlist.
At the end of the day, he made it upstream, so that's what.
Yeah.
Talk about upstream. Like, do you prefer to stay on the underground? Do you prefer, like, would you like yourself to see like up there?
Yeah, I would want to be like, you know, known around the world, or not like, it doesn't even have to be around the world, just known in general, you know.
Yeah, like the man from Surprise, you know, he was grown in Surprise. He graduated from Valley, you know. That sounds good. That sounds good to hear, you know. But no, definitely, like, I can imagine you there, like, up there, like, very, very soon. Like, where do you imagine yourself in 5 years, though? That's the question.
In 5 years, I definitely imagine myself, you know, in at least like a cool studio apartment with a whole bunch of music setups and like better software. Maybe like a little corner designated to just recording, you know, that's like soundproofed off. And at least, you know, having some small fame around my belt.
Yeah, like, you're gonna be opening the door and be like, hey, welcome to my crib, you know, give tours to people. That would be nice. That would be nice. And what city, especially, because on the rap game, I feel like a lot of people move to Atlanta or California, and especially, you know.
Honestly, my goal is to just live in like Washington State.
Oh shoot.
Like Seattle, probably, just because I like the rain. I love the rain, and I love the clouds too. And that's one thing I want to go back to school for, but that's kind of like unrelated. But
what is it?
Oh, like meteorology stuff.
Oh shoot, that's hella cool.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Like, you know, people know me as like the meteorologist rapper dude who lives in Washington State. But also, it's kind of like isolated.
Oh, there you go.
A little bit.
No one really talks about Seattle in general.
Yeah, mainly because like my grandpa was telling me it's a cool place to visit, but not to live, because it rains every day and you're gonna get sick of it. And I'm like, nah, I won't get sick of it.
Really?
Yeah, I already know me. I won't get sick of it. I love the rain too much, but I think it'd be cool, you know, starting something over there. You know, maybe get more traction over there for musicians and artists.
Definitely. Because attention from the public is very, very important, and that's what brings me up to. Is there any events that you go to? I saw you went to an event, and not even an event. You were just in the middle rapping. What was that?
That's First Friday. It's like every first Friday of the month. It's just they close down the street, and vendors and artists can just come and perform and do whatever they want for free.
Where at?
Downtown Phoenix, I think it's Roosevelt Road. Yeah, I think it's Roosevelt Road.
Did you get any connections while you were there?
Yeah, I got a few. I'm actually friends with the people that were there performing as well. They invited me because I've wanted to for a while, but I almost said no. Like, I told them, like, you know what?
Feeling uncomfortable with the hell?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Maybe not this time. I still got to get used to it. And then, like, immediately after I texted them and I was like, you know what? Just add me to the list.
That's good. That means you're getting out of your comfort zone. You know, that's good.
I mean, it kind of sucked because, like, I had to perform first and there wasn't a lot of people at first. But it was still good because getting, like, a small crowd around me, and then all the other people that were there after I was done, you know, I got compliments and stuff, and I was like,
I feel
this
good.
isn't so bad. Yeah.
I feel good. Did you go again, or did you just...
I haven't gone since, mainly because a lot of stuff has been coming up with, like, work and just trying to make more money and just more music in general.
Talking about music, I mean, you're releasing your EP soon, right?
Yeah, October 10th. It's called Cut for Time. It's like, I think 6-7 tracks. It's called Cut for Time because a lot of the tracks have like little themes of scissors or knives.
That's cool. That's cool. So
Like,
you have a theme of it. That's cool.
Yeah. I don't really do that. Like, I don't really have themes for my music, so I guess it's kind of different. I like it though, like getting out of my comfort zone again. Because I've had a lot of my friends tell me, like, my songs are cool and all, but they don't really have a theme, or I'm just rapping. But music is subjective, you know? I know
Correct.
They might think, like, oh, you just rap about yourself too much. Which I guess makes sense, because, like, you know, famous people, they can rap about themselves. Because, like, you know, they're known by a lot of people, but me, I'm not. So when I rap about myself, new people listening are just like, what is he talking about? You know, because they don't know me. But at the same time, as long as it sounds good to me at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
But I have taken a lot of their, you know,
Advice.
yeah, into consideration with this one. And just like more music that I've been releasing, like the singles and stuff. But I honestly don't know what sparked the idea of like knives. I think it was
Halloween?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. I cut my finger. Like, I sliced my tendon in my finger, right?
I remember.
So, I think,
Show
like,
the camera.
oh, it's kind of hard to see, but, like, yeah, my fingers are naturally crooked, and I sliced the tendon in mine, so this one's all, like, weirdly shaped. But I think a few days after that, I was just like, I'm gonna make an album about knives. And then I called it Cut for Time, and a few of the songs, like, at the end just like randomly stop, you know, and I think one of them I just ended with, oh, I gotta cut it because, you know, we're cut for time, like some dumb little...
Okay, I like it. That's very artistic thinking about it. Imagine being able to make an album out of just knives. That's pretty cool. I wouldn't be able to come up with that, but I guess you can. So where are you gonna drop it? Are you just gonna drop it in SoundCloud?
That's the thing. This one I actually want to try and push it to be on other music platforms, because a lot of my stuff is just SoundCloud based, but a lot, and I mean a lot, of people that listen to my music are like, it's cool, but, you know, I don't want to listen to it on SoundCloud all the time. You should post it somewhere else. Like my friend Joey, he doesn't have SoundCloud, so he's like, yeah, I don't listen to your music because you have to post it on something else. And it's like, all right.
Nah, you gotta download it for you. What the heck? No, but definitely, yeah, you gotta put it on Apple Music, because when I drive, I can't really use SoundCloud, so I just put my Apple Music. I need you to put it. Nigel put it last time, so every time Nigel dropped, you know, he puts it on Apple Music, so I listen to that. That's cool. That's cool. Now I do want to know. Now you drop an album, you drop it as an independent, right?
Yeah.
Independent contractor. Like I said, you drop it as an independent contractor, right?
Yeah.
Independent artist. Do you, at a certain point in your life, do you want to be part of a, what do you call it? Not corporation, what's it called?
A label?
A label. Yeah, do you want to be part of a label?
Honestly, probably, but it's like really 50-50, because a lot of the labels take a lot from the artists. Like, whether it's like money or just like ownership of the music.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I don't want to do, because with my music, it's like, it's my thing. It's an original thing created by me that no one else can really mimic or take ownership of, so I don't want to, give the rights to someone who's just going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of artists that are independent, like, I think my stepdad was telling me about it. I think it was Nipsey Hussle. It might have been him. I'm not sure.
I think he had his own label.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had his own label. And then there's Chance the Rapper too. Like, they're all, like, independent.
Right.
And that's kind of something I want to do, but I do need, like, a lot more experience and money to be able to put, like, the funds into it.
I feel like, that's true. Like, labels, they might take your time, a lot of time, to be honest, because if you end up popping off, you got a lot of concerts to go to. I've been thinking about it, like, damn. Literally, like, artists go on concerts every 2 days.
That, and, like, when it comes to labels, I feel like they restrict you on a lot of stuff that you can do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't want to be restricted to making, like, only certain types of music.
Right.
Because even now I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone more and try and do more, like, singing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not going to happen for a while because, like, I still need to work on my singing voice. But, yeah, I don't know if I want to be with a label right now. Or even, like, in the future. I kind of just want to be able to do me and be my own boss and tell myself what I can and can't make when it comes to music.
Correct.
Instead of having someone else do that. Because that kind of, to me, kind of defeats the whole purpose of, like, being a creative, independent artist. If you have someone else tell you what you can and can't do.
Correct. No, I like that. It's harder more if you really think about it, like, what was I gonna say? Not only did it take their time, but the money, I mean, they do pay good, but then again, you basically got to pay it back with the stuff that you create. And then you also got to think about, like, timing. They might make you, if you don't feel like making music, they're going to be like, no, you have to make music. You have to drop an album. So that will be the hardest part. Now, that comes to conspiracy that I always hear. It's like, people, like, the artists, they sell their souls, and that's why they're popping off. Do you believe in that?
Kind of. To an extent, yeah, but then again, I feel like it's just some dumb little myth that everyone makes up. But yeah, I don't know. There was like one time where I was like, does that really work? If I do that, could I get like really famous? But then, like, I was talking to my friend Noah about it. He's like, that's the most stupidest shit you could have ever said to me. Don't ever say that again. And I was like, you know what, you're right.
And what was it?
The selling your soul thing.
Oh.
But like, I was like, could that actually like work? I mean, I wasn't actually gonna do it, but it was just like a thought.
I wasn't gonna do it. Damn, that's crazy. I can imagine. Like, nah, I bet you he sold his soul.
Yeah, and even to this day, like, I still don't get that. Like, what does selling your soul have to do with
music and popping off? I don't know. I guess like some people, they got lucky when they popped off on their like album and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I still don't think so.
That actually, that reminds me of something, because like, back in the day, like way back in the day with underground rap, all it took was like one person to recognize you, and then from then on you just be like going up. But nowadays everything is social media based. Everyone's making music, so like it's not impossible, but it's really, really hard to have one person recognize you and from there on just go up and up and up, because you are like one of billions or billions of people that's making music right now. And back in the day, there was a lot of people, but there wasn't like that much.
That many people are making, yeah.
And back in the day, there wasn't like really social media. Now that there is, it's so much harder, because the only way to get noticed is to like paid promotions, or there's free promotion pages, but a lot of like the good ones, like paid promotions, posting every single day, trying to build an audience online,
right.
Following, likes, video views. And TikTok right now is like the way to go. I personally don't have TikTok anymore. Like, I'll have it for like a day and then delete it for like a few months. Because when I would try and promote my stuff, it would say, oh yeah, it's approved. And then like I'd come back on the app an hour later and it'd say, oh yeah, it's not approved. Oh. And I paid for it. I don't know. I really don't know. And I've had so many problems promoting on TikTok. So I was just like, you know what? I don't like this app. I'll stick to SoundCloud and Instagram. And even then, like, Instagram is full of bots.
Correct.
Like follow bots, like bots, comments. I have to like. My bad. I have to make up a list of words to block from my comments because you can do that in the settings.
What the fuck?
Because a lot of them are like, oh, promote your stuff on this, send it to this, follow this and this page and this and that. So that's why when I used to start posting my music a lot, I get so many of those comments, and then I figured out how to turn them off just by, what's the word?
Turning off comments?
No, it's banning certain words that can be used.
I use that for TikTok. I never use it for Instagram. Yeah, that's good. And then obviously you pop off. Of course, you get to the top. You get your music. You know, you start getting more promotions, and then you start getting labels. But the problem is, sometimes when you get up there, some people don't stay up there. They call it like the one hit.
Yeah, one-hit wonders.
One-hit wonders are you scared that if you ever make it up there, you get hit with a one-hit wonder? Do you think it's something you can do, or do you think it was just the song?
It really depends, because I know a lot of one-hit wonders that, just randomly just snap back. But even if that is the case, that still won't stop me from making more music.
Right.
Because, like, if I do get like a one-hit wonder, it would just make me want to work harder to come back from that.
Correct.
I forgot what I was gonna say. I had something in my mind about that. I think I don't know. It really just depends, because even if I was a one-hit wonder, just the fact that I'm out there and people can recognize me.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, you made that song?
I mean, even then, that wouldn't be my main thing. That wouldn't stop me from making more music.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people do that now.
But I feel like it's more like a psychological thing, though. When you think about it, you're like, man, what did I do right in that song for my other songs to not make it? Why did I?
That's how I felt with the Atom Bomb song, because everyone's like, oh, that's such a good song. And listening to it now, I'm like, this sucks. I didn't like my vocals on it. The fast part that I rapped sounded so off. Because like that was like my first hit song. That song I promoted on like TikTok and stuff.
Is that the one you performed?
No, I didn't want to perform that one. But I sent it to this guy on TikTok, and because he was doing like promos for using music and videos, and it was like $30. But he listened to it, and he was like, you know what? I'll do it for $10. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so from then on, he posted it, and I had to make it as a sound so he can post it on TikTok. And then it started blowing up, and I was like, oh, this is cool. But one of my favorite songs that I made, it's like the second most popular, which kind of sucks. I expected it to be the first. But that one, I don't even remember how I promoted it, but oh no, I did promote it on TikTok. That was one of the few they actually approved. And then they removed it, so I had to post it without the video clip that I made for it. And I was basically just bashing on it, and I promoted that video. I was like, oh, fuck you, TikTok. Why'd you take down this sound? Everyone go listen to it. And yeah, that one actually sparked a lot of
Views?
Yeah, views. I was going to say fame, but like it got a lot of views. I started getting more follows, and my stepdad was telling me, like, you need to make more connections, man. So I started messaging like Instagram music promotion pages, getting together with other musicians and artists, trying to be added to like group chats where we all like hype each other up.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing right now, and it's actually pretty good. We're all like, it's like a little community. There was like one person in there that was hating on everyone.
Oh.
They removed him, but it makes no sense. Like, we're all just making music. Like, you can't have that big of an ego when you're this small of an artist to try and bash on other people. Bashing on smaller artists who are just like you, yeah. Just because we all make different music. Like, a lot of the people, it's just going back to that thing where, like, I know I make music that's kind of different and not the trend, so not a lot of people are going to like it, but there is that small audience that does. Because me, I'm more into, like, underground, old 90s hip-hop, like The Far Side, MF Doom, A Tribe Called Quest, stuff like that. And so that's kind of like the style I go for, but modernized, sort of. So a lot of the instrumentals and stuff I use are like old, unused MF Doom beats, Far Side instrumentals.
You just add a little more spice.
Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me how people can hate on other people in the music industry who are also trying to make music. Like, just because someone didn't like your song or your song's not getting enough streams as you want it to, you should bring other people down? Like,
nah. I feel like it's the same thing with podcasts. I mean, some of my friends are starting podcasts, and I like them, you know. I'm like, I watch all of them because I'm like, man, this is cool. But, like, if I get to see people hating on each other, I'm like, bro, like, we don't have the platform to be hating, you know. Like, all of us gotta unite and help each other out. That's what I like about underground people, because you guys like helping each other out, you know, be like, yo, I just heard your new song, like, it's all cool.
that's another thing too. Like, underground isn't like just solely dedicated to just rap. Underground is just, you know, people who are in like surface level when it comes to fame or something. When it comes to like fame or views or likes or streams or follows, you know, they don't have like a lot of that, but they are, you know, rising as an artist. Because every time I try to make music, I try to make it better than the last.
Correct.
Because I listened to one of my old songs a long time ago, and I was like, and then I listened to one of my more recent songs, and I was like, there's a lot of improvement there, with my vocals, like just the delivery of the music.
Flow.
But yeah, underground is just, you know, people who aren't really known. And it could be like, it doesn't just have to be for music too, it could be like underground, like actual artists, like underground podcasts, underground YouTube channels, you know?
Correct.
Just people who aren't like,
we're not famous, we're not...
yeah, like not super famous, you know?
Yet to be discovered.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what underground is, you know? It's just like, you're just waiting till someone discovers you, or more people discover you.
Yeah, because there's definitely a lot of people. I don't want to bash obviously anyone that's like obviously made it to the top, but I mean, there's definitely people that were better than Lil Pump. There's definitely people that were better than, you know, there's some people that made it up there, you know, whether it was by their, you know, the public view, whether it was by their advertisement. At the end of the day, you got to give it to the people that made it up there, you know.
Because they were underground too.
Yeah, they were underground too, and they somehow found a way to make it up there. So that's something that you will get there, you know. And that's what you see. As long as that's your goal, then you'll be able to progress.
Like, I really don't care how much hate I get for my music or people telling me I should stop, because obviously I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
But it just makes me, you know, want to work harder and, you know, grind harder, you know.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do. Because that's true, right? That's all you want to do. That's good. Are you ready? If somebody was to tell you, hey, Dom, tomorrow the day, if someone can't make it, can you come and be part of this venue? Can you come be part of this concert? Would you do it?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did for the First Friday thing. Well, they didn't have someone that couldn't make it. It's mainly just like, hey, we have an open spot. You want to come? And I was like, okay, all right, fine.
But like something bigger?
I mean, that would definitely be stepping out of my comfort zone, but yeah, I would cancel like whatever I would have planned to do it.
Oh, really? Okay, so you would be ready. Man, so cool. I didn't know, you know, I went to a concert for the first time, and I didn't know that people, I don't want to say underground, but like people that were not well known would go first. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's mainly just the person that they're opening for was probably, you know, they probably discovered them, like, oh, look at this little underground artist, you know? And I know there's like a lot of competitions for that stuff too, like competitions to see whoever wins opens for this person.
Yeah.
But even then, I think it's just respect within the music industry. Like, I like your flow, I like your style, so I'm gonna have you open for me, so other people can listen to that too, and they can know who you are.
So they identify themselves with. That's so cool, man.
Like when I went to the Gorillaz concert, there was a opener, and their name was Earth Gang, and I never heard of them before, like at all. But listening to their music and like how they played, I was like, this is actually really good. How have I not heard of them before? And I think that's all it is. Like, that's all it takes, really. Just one person to be like, huh, this is something different, but I actually really like it. I'm gonna look more into it, you know.
Definitely, and I think I'm trying my best to start listening to more underground, or even just people are in the middle of, they're like almost making it, but they're not making it. And I'm listening to some of the music, I'm like, man, it's like really good, Because I used to be the person I would just listen to top people, like artists, be like Ghana, Lil Baby, and it became the pop, Shawn Mendes. But now I listen to a little more, and I'm just like, man, like these people can be even better. It's just that the advertisement level is just not,
That's one thing I really do need help with is marketing. I think if I had good marketing skills or just knew how to market myself, I'd probably be, a little more than where I'm at right now.
Same over here. I don't know. I need to market my thing better, but I don't know. I feel like I should definitely get a cameraman. Because that would be really helpful. But well, Dom, I think this is the interview was pretty good, one-on-one, easy thing. As you guys know, Dom is dropping off his EP, the 10th, right?
Yeah, October 10th.
October 10th, so y'all better tune up. He's actually dropping it on Apple Music, so y'all want to drop it on there too, right?
Yeah, the app that I'm using to try and put it through is called DistroKid, and they do it on everything. So if it works, it should be on any music streaming platform, even on Instagram, when you can add music to your stories.
Yo, I'm gonna use that.
Sure you can do that
Holy
too.
shit, I'm gonna use that. 'Cause that's crazy.
But yeah, I think it would be good being able to post it more, or post it on a different app besides SoundCloud, because that's when there's a lot of pages or people that promote music through Spotify and add them to playlists, and I have no idea how that works. It's just something with if people like your playlist, it gets famous, or you get famous for making playlists of other people's music, and that's how a lot of people promote stuff.
Just sneak in there. What's it called? Actually, before we leave, I do want to know something. Why do people use SoundCloud?
I think SoundCloud mainly because it's free to upload, and while you don't get paid for it, I think you can still promote on there. But I think it's like how people upload to YouTube, because it's free to upload.
Right.
People are like, you know what? I just made something today. I really like it. Whether it's a skit or something, and they just post. Because that's what me and my uncle used to do when we were younger. We just used to make dumb little skits and be like, oh, well, we can post it on YouTube because it's free. We don't have to do anything but just make a title for it and post it.
Oh, shit.
And there's a lot of people that use it, not just for music, whether it's podcasts or even what's the other word?
Interviews?
Yeah, interviews. Yeah. SoundCloud's just used for anything.
See,
and it's free
to
upload.
Yeah, it's true. I have it. It's pretty cool, but I don't know. I don't really hop on it. But that's good though. That's good that you have your artistic. Alright guys, well, thank you for tuning in. This was episode 11 with Dominic. Y'all was lit, bro. That was lit.
Dude, I was stuttering on so many of those questions.